Just started clapping.
Welcome into LTSN. The playoffs have arrived. Mid-November is here. You couldn't ask for a better time of the year. Jason Ross Jr. alongside Sarah Davis, Siena Heights, and Lawrence Tech. The 1 versus 8 matchup to kick off one of 4 quarterfinals taking place tonight in the WAC tournament. Pleasure to have you with us on this special occasion. Doesn't get any better than playoff volleyball as Lawrence Tech hosts as the 1 seed for the first time in program history, coming off winning their first ever regular season title in program history. Sarah, pleasure to join you for this one.
Yeah, super excited to be here, Jason. You know, I was thinking of all the things I was going to say, and Jason took them right out of my mouth. But super excited to have everybody here. This is going to be a really good game. There's a lot of energy here in the gym tonight.
A balmy 24-degree night outside. Inside, they are packing the Riddler. The last win came here on Senior Day. Lawrence Tech has won 13 matches in a row, and they haven't lost on this home court in a while. Now it's 391 days since their last home loss. They're going to continue that streak tonight in the first round of the WAC playoffs. We play best 3 sets out of 5. Varvara Gramakova gets us underway with her first swing and her first kill of the night. And now she'll head back to serve, where she's pretty good as well.
Yeah, one of the top servers in the whole conference, so pretty impressive. Her serve's definitely hard to read.
Finished number 2 in the conference in service aces, right behind her teammate, Christy Doherty. Doherty goes over there on 2 contacts, and she can do that as well. Pretty athletic setter. Quick 2-0 start for Lawrence Tech, and with Varvara Gramakova back to serve. Siena Heights, I mean, you don't want to get in danger early here, but they'll have to be better on the serve receive than they were throughout the match that these teams played just last week.
Siena's looking a little bit timid compared to last time we played them. Siena had a lot of good strategy the last game, so I'm interested to see what they do this game. Seemed that they were hitting balls in the deep corners, which is really hard to defend. They're playing balls off the block when they couldn't seem to get a kill. Those are 2 really effective strategies.
First contact was a bit better that time.
One thing about Siena Heights, they keep the ball off the ground. No matter how it looks, not a lot of balls hit the ground.
Usually you do have to take 1 or 2 extra swings, and that's what we saw in the first set, that they won here on this floor. But we said Blue Devils don't lose a lot here. Rarely do they ever lose a set here, let alone lose.
Especially the first one.
Yeah, exactly. So Ed Rule told me before this one that the start of the match is of high emphasis, as Just Lodge finds her first kill of the night going into the deep third of the court, and now she'll head back to serve. Macomb, Michigan native from Dakota High School, one of 2 Dakota High School alums. Nicole Heiduck the other. They aren't on the floor a lot together because Nicole is typically in defensive situations, but Siena Heights will look for the quick side out here. They go to McDonald on the repeat set.
There's that deep corner.
Yeah,
there it is.
Caught the line there.
Out of system balls, it seems like she's prepared them. Just put it in either the left or the right back corner, and it's a really hard ball to defend. It's a really hard ball to read. It's probably the furthest point from any passing position on the court, making it really challenging to get the ball up. There's a scramble play, the free ball from Zakia Hunt, and a missed tip. Point Blue Devils.
Yeah, we went to practice yesterday, and you could tell they were really working on defending the left back, especially against the cross-court swing. So that's something to look for when the Blue Devils are in their serve-receive. Now they have Mackenzie Fisher back to serve, and she can apply a lot of service pressure. Has a lot of tools in her kit. Short serve that time, but big swing there and a bit too much to handle. That'll send Carson Wolf back to serve here. And the white Libero jersey the freshman, very young Siena Heights team, and they've had to battle that this season. That point will go right back to Lawrence Tech's. Christy Doherty now back to serve, #1 in the conference in service aces to wrap up the regular season. One of the best servers in the country. Just hits spots so well. That's time going to the deep cross court. Out of the middle there, it's Hartarian.
Well, talking to Siena's coach before this game, we asked her strategy about what she did to prepare and how it seemed that the last game she had a lot of things pinpointed about what to put the pressure on for Lawrence Tech, and it was really, well, there's a bump kill from Lawrence Tech. Anyways, it was really interesting to see. She said that they really didn't think about a whole lot. They weren't nervous. They didn't put pressure on themselves. They just went out and played their game, and I think that that's a really good mentality to have, and I think it's made them come really far in just a short amount of time.
And especially when you're that young, you don't want to overthink things. And when I asked her, how do you handle the win-or-go-home situation with all these young players, she said, we don't care about that. We just want to play our game, and we want to be better than we were last Saturday. So it seems like a very game-by-game focus, trying to keep the fact that if they lose, they'll be out of the, the season will be wrapped up. They're trying to keep that out of their mindset.
Yeah.
On the Blue Devils side of things, their season won't be over. If they would lose tonight, they'd still go on to nationals based off the fact that they have wrapped up a national tournament berth by way of winning the regular season title. But it certainly would be icing on the cake to win the tournament on your home floor and do so for the first time in program history. They're a 1 seed for the first time ever.
Yeah, the Blue Devils have done a lot of amazing things this season. It's really been a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to be a part of.
It's been an incredible build-up under head coach Ed Rule over the past couple of seasons. A program record 22 wins last year as that serve clips off the tape of the net. And tonight, with a win, Lawrence Tech could hit win number 30 for the first time ever. That was one of the goals. I asked head coach Ed Rule the other day when they were at 27 wins, what goals do you still have left in the year? And 30 wins was on his list. So can they find that tonight? It's a Siena Heights team building up energy over these past few points, but Zakiya Hunt finds the vacant area and snaps that run.
That's something that Zakiya shared with us. The coaches pointed out last game, she didn't tip enough. She just tried to swing at everything. She has a really powerful hit, but sometimes teams plan for that, and they prepare to dig the middle hard. And so when you throw a tip in there, it throws them off, and that's what they practiced a lot this week was Zakiya just tipping right over the block, a nice easy ball, keeping it in play, and there it worked.
Here's Varvara Gramakova back to serve. Zakiya Hunt led the conference in hitting percentage, by the way. Ariana Chambers able to find the end line on that slide. Chambers, the Flint, Michigan native from Carmen Ainsworth. Solid athlete in the middle. We have the Flint product, Chase Kaufman, our producer today. That time Hunt utilizes the block. I'll send Just Lodge back to serve.
Off the block, here's a scramble play, tipped over by Bella McDonald. It's a great dig there by Rash. Free ball. Thrown out to Bella.
That rip into the cross court from McDonald. That's one of her go-to shots. It's fun to watch when it hits the floor. She can really, really rip into the cross court, and that will send Lodge once again back to serve here. Blue Devils with a 12-8 lead in this opening set. We go best 3 sets out of 5, a shortened set to 15 if necessary. The tip shot, and Lodge is ready for it.
Jess. Lodge.
Free ball to work with here for Siena Heights. Can they take advantage? Zakiya Hunt.
That's a great swing by Zakiya. Very effective. Anytime the ball hits off the block, it makes it extremely hard for the defenders to be prepared where it's going to go. So It's always effective. If you can't get a kill, just put it off the block and send the ball flying.
Her athleticism is just off the charts. The coaching staff will say she's about 5'10", but plays like she's 6'2".
That's for sure.
Nice up there.
There's a big block there by Siena Heights. Last game, Siena Heights did a very good job blocking.
Especially on the outside hitters for Lawrence Tech, right there as we saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lawrence Tech struggled a little bit on their blocking, and Siena Heights, they battled. I don't think Lawrence Tech is used to dealing with a lot of really long rallies. They're kind of used to receiving the serve, hitting the ball over, and pretty much getting the point. And last game, Siena challenged them. They had a lot of long rallies, and I just don't really think they were expecting that. Probably costed them some points.
Grace Palomchek back to serve here. McDonald works to the cross court again. Carson Wolf was ready.
There's a back row attack called on Siena Heights.
Now they look to get on a run with their service specialist. Back to serve Mackenzie Fisher. Her family is typically in the stands. Her little brother is usually around right below our broadcast location.
Oh, yeah, there he is. He's over there.
There he is.
Always sits right near Dr. Scott.
Plenty of families in the stands tonight. Spoke to Shelby Rash's family before this one. They made the trip in. Shelby is out right now, the libero. So she's in the defensive situations, and just such a splendid group of people really all around, on and off the court. Shelby's a cool, interesting story as we get a shank pass here, and the Blue Devils might be able to take advantage of some poor ball control.
There's off the block by McDonald.
Kind of feels like the Blue Devils are pulling away here, 16-10 in the opening set. They did lead 19-15 in the opening set in that matchup last Saturday. Can Siena Heights find a comeback bid once again? We'll take a quick breather. We'll be back in 60. You're watching the WAC playoffs on LTSN. Welcome back to LTSN. Lawrence Tech went 20-0 in the WAC regular season. Became the 13th team in WAC history to go undefeated. Now looking to win the WAC tournament for the first time in program history. McDonald, she's been pretty good over the past few points. Farmington, Michigan native, Mercy High School. Her mom caught up with her as well earlier today. Really cool family. Isabella, last night, crazy story. She was in the emergency room.
Oh,
she
no.
had a 104.8 fever.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you believe that? She said she wasn't at practice yesterday morning, and she was having some neck pain in the morning, and we were wondering why she was out. Thought it was just the neck pain. But I guess that fever got worse and worse throughout the day. Ultimately had to go to the emergency room. That fever topped out at 104.8.
Oh, my goodness.
And then got an IV, and the next morning, she's feeling totally fine.
And
it was crazy.
Here.
In the morning, I saw her, and she looks fine. She was smiling. She was bubbly, but always has such a cool personality. But I was just stunned when she told me she was in the emergency room the night before. So in less than about 10 hours, she's feeling fine, back out on the court. Told me she's played through worse. So good to see her out on the court today. Didn't know if we'd have her, but she's playing, and she's playing quite well.
Yeah, she's out here. She's ready to play. I mean, All the Blue Devils are. That's one thing. They all have each other's backs. They're all committed to the team. They're all ready to be here. They all want to be here, and that's huge.
Yeah. Crazy story. But she is back today, and all of a sudden the LTU lead has been vaulted up to 8. 19-11 in this opening set. McDonald with 4 kills, by the way, on 8 total attempts. Here's Christy Doherty, once again led the conference in service aces. Back to serve here. Just serve the libero. Pretty decent first contact, and then Ruhlman finishes things off. Spoke to head coach Kim Barrington about Ruhlman before this match, and she told me that, you know, she has a bit more experience than other players because she's a sophomore. Not too much experience, but there are plenty of freshmen in key roles in this group. They've dealt with injuries. And we'll get another timeout called here. 19-12 is the Lawrence Tech lead in this opening set. You're watching LTU volleyball and playoff volleyball on LTSN.
You sit on the sidelines, but your heart is running across that field. His drive becomes yours, his dreams too. So when a torn ACL and concussion threaten those dreams, choose the sports medicine team that treats the whole athlete. Henry Ford Health System. We combine the most innovative technology with a personalized treatment plan so he can get back his confidence. And you can get back to being his biggest fan. Henry Ford Health System. All for you.
Welcome back into LTSN, this 1 versus 8 quarterfinal, kicking off the WAC tournament tonight here at Don Riddler Fieldhouse. Blue Devils with a 19-12 lead in this opening set. Rash, her first contact is so splendid, but the block was up that time on Gramakova. Teaming up over there, Tartarian.
It was pretty awesome for senior night. Vara's parents came all the way from Russia to come visit her.
That was so cool.
Super exciting.
So cool. They actually had Russian music going, I believe, during the timeouts, right at one point. And it was kind of a surprise for her family that came in. That was just really cool seeing those pictures and knowing that they traveled so far. And I know Vara's so close with her parents. That was really cool. And Varvara Gramakova is such an awesome personality, so likable. Everyone loves her around campus. And one of the most improved right sides in the conference this year. There is Nicole Heiduck. Once again mentioned she is from Macomb, Michigan. Applying some nice service pressure here.
Oh, that's a great up over there by Siena Heights. And a free ball to the Blue Devils. Let's see what they do here. Down the line by Jess Lodge. The scramble play on Siena. A back row attack to Nicole.
Madeline Hudson, one of the newcomers in the middle. A freshman, and she has played well this season, really evolved in the latter stages, learned a lot naturally, and playing behind a pretty good middle in Zakiya Hunt. And they feel that Hudson and Mariah Henry could be the heir apparents to Hunt. There's Jess Lodge. She loves the cross court. Able to find the kill there.
Lawrence Tech came here tonight with the confidence that they should have. With the 20-0 record under their belt, you know, that's all it is. Just come out here, play your game, play with confidence, and everything will be all right.
Really wanted to get off to a nice start today, and they are hitting .406 as a team right now in this opening set. 3 points away from claiming the opener. They have 2 losses all season, and those both came in 5 sets on neutral sites. That shot over the block. At this point, we'll go to Lawrence Tech. Three-option opportunity there, but slow down with the block. Now the transition opportunity for Gromikova.
That one just so happened to snag the line. It looked like it was going out from up here, but Vara just works her Russian magic and gets awesome kills.
She has some lovely placement with her shots.
That's for sure. Her arm swing and her hand are very hard to read.
There's a wonderful snap of her wrist. There it is. Right on cue. Tsaritsarian Rash was ready for that, as per usual. And Lodge takes some speed off. And the Blue Devils claim the opening set in front of a raucous atmosphere. Opening night of the postseason, and the Blue Devils are off to a 25-13 start. At Henry Ford Health System, we treat the whole athlete, from surgery to cardiology, nutrition to performance conditioning, sports psychology to brain health, using the most innovative technologies like motion analysis and advanced treatments. We champion the whole athlete, from injury prevention and treatment to performance conditioning, with appointments with 24 business hours. Let us create a unique game plan for you, just like we do for the pros. Visit us at henryford.com/sports. Welcome back to LTSN. One of Ed Rule's quotes is that when we're a high-confidence team, we're a tough out for anybody. There's a wonderful up in the back row from Doherty. Blue Devils claimed that first set 25-13 in convincing fashion. That did not quite catch the line, just wide.
That was a great attempt for the corners. Good swing out there by Zakiya Hunt.
Jason Ross Jr. alongside Sarah Davis, producer Chase Kaufman, Joshua Eckert behind the camera, Jenna Skolsky down on the floor getting highlights. Free ball here for Siena Heights to work with. Ruhlman.
Typically when you see free balls, you can almost, I would say maybe 8 times out of 10 expect a kill out of it.
Rarely do you see the Blue Devils having trouble in serve receive. Back to serve here is Kerrigan Gray, one of the better servers on this Siena Heights team. Bowling Green, Ohio native, transfer from Owens Community College, where she had a very successful tenure. Gramakova, that was wide, and it's a quick start to this second set for Siena Heights. 4-0, their largest lead of the match so far. Kerrigan Gray is one of 4 seniors, by the way, for Siena Heights, trying to extend their careers tonight. This is win or go home.
It's a great up there by Doherty.
Excellent coverage.
I don't think anybody was expecting them to get for her to get that up.
Yeah. Nonetheless, 5-0 start now. Nice run here on the serve of Gray. That time Doherty had options, but it was slowed down. Transition opportunity here.
There's a set to Gromakova. Off the block and a kill for the Blue Devils.
Varvara's parents are in the stands today, still in town. Really, really cool. They got to see the win last Wednesday at Madonna. That thrilling 5-setter might have been a bit nerve-wracking, but then on Saturday, a bit cleaner against the Siena Heights team. Now their 3rd match in town, visiting all the way from Russia. Just Lodge, and that point kept alive well there on the coverage from Gramakova. That did find its way inside of the court. 6-1 now, the Siena Heights lead.
It's been a lot of fun watching the Blue Devils grow over the years. Having how many, 5, 6 seniors?
Yep, 6 seniors. 6
seniors, and all of them have played together for so long. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, next year is going to be a lot different. I'm interested to see what they do. And that call was a double on Doherty, which you don't see that very often. You could see the frustration in her face, but everyone's kind of just like, it's all right, Christy. You don't do that very often. No worries.
Takes her craft so seriously. You have to be ready for that if you're on the defensive side of things. Pushes it all the way outside to Just Lodge there. Tartarian swing slowed down. Now a 3-option opportunity. That was set pretty tight. But they do come away with the kill. 7-2 now. Just trying to, rarely in a position where they're clawing their way back. A 7-1 start to this set for Siena Heights. Now Just Lodge back to serve. One of the aspects of the mentality of this Blue Devil team is to stay calm, and they're able to do that so well in these moments. Lost that 4th set 25-13 to Madonna last week, then came back and won the 5th set. We know they had that thriller, talk about nerve-wracking against Aquinas, at Aquinas, and here against Aquinas. Those the number 1 and number 2 seeds in this tournament. Blue Devils are the number 1 seed, Aquinas is number 2. Those teams could potentially be on a collision course to meet here on Saturday in a championship if it does pan out that way. The Blue Devils had to come back on that one from down 2 sets. Nice defensive work here from Siena Heights. They really make you earn it.
Not sure if their setter's playing soccer or if she's playing volleyball. I think that ball was off her knee.
Yeah. McDonald really got going in that first set. Doherty able to go over on 2 contacts there. Sometimes you feel like you know it's coming, but defensively it's so hard because you have to commit a blocker to her. And that can obviously provide inherent challenges. A little mini 3-0 run here for Lawrence Tech on the serve of Just Lodge in this rotation.
There's a kill for Zakia Hunt, one that she just makes look so easy. Siena kind of just looks at, not knowing what to do. It's pretty much how it goes with Zakia Hunt out there. She's a very intimidating middle.
Yeah, the young middles on the Siena Heights side will have their hands full defensively.
Tip into the block, but blocked out of bounds by the Blue Devils, so the point's going to Siena Heights. And that one just snagged the line. Another one that did not look like it was going in, but Bella always manages to find the court.
She is much improved this year, was pumped up for her junior season. Such a cool personality. Once again, hard to believe she was in the emergency room last night with that fever. And back out on the court today. Didn't practice yesterday.
Looks like a little bit of a miscommunication there on the Blue Devil side. Not something you see too often.
Blue Devils hitting .308 still. 9-6 is their lead in this second set. Up a set. Janelle Ruhlman back to serve here. They go to McDonald, and she's able to utilize the block once again. Decided to stay close to home for her college volleyball. Farmington, Michigan is only about 10 minutes away, 15 minutes. Went to Mercy High School, where they've been pumping out some pretty good volleyball players over the past few years. Here's Shelby Rash. She's a transfer from Muskegon Community College. Transferred about 3 weeks prior to school starting. Met Ed Rule at a tournament in the Grand Rapids area. There she is right on cue. Sprawling defensive play in the back row, and then decided to transfer here. This team has really put an emphasis on ball control in their recruiting in that first contact.
That's for sure. It's funny. You can see the front row's big and the back row's small.
Yep.
There's a great kill out of the middle by Vavara Gromikova. Service error by Christy Doherty. Again, not something you see too frequently.
Yeah, I asked head coach Ed Rule, is there anything that still surprises you about this team after everything you've been through this season? So successful, obviously, 29 wins, 20-0 in conference play, such a magical year. How are you still surprised with anything? And he said, I get surprised every day because some of the stuff they do is so amazing, and he's amazed at how low error they are. So like you said, when you see a mistake like that, it is such a rarity for this group that has, for the most part, been so clean this season.
One thing about the Blue Devils, when they do make an error, they make sure the next point they turn it around and they don't make the same error. They're you can definitely tell they think about the game when they're playing it. That's one thing that Siena Heights' head coach said that their team struggles with is they don't remember everything that she coaches them on. So it's about reminding them and having them execute it. And that's one thing I think the Blue Devils have just been playing so well and in so many games that they just have a different level of confidence. They know what to do without even thinking.
You can see that in their record as that sails long. They haven't lost 2 matches in a row all season long, Lawrence Tech. And on the Siena Heights side of things, it feels like it's been a tale of 2 months for them. They ended October, what was undoubtedly their brightest section of the season, won 5 matches in a row to close out October, this young group. Then they follow that up by losing 4 in a row to open up November. They are winless this month. They haven't won yet in November after winning 5 in a row to close out October. They've dealt with injuries. They have Allie Conley, who hasn't played all October, still out today. So that's been kind of the ups and downs of this season for them. But trying to pull off the upset tonight, 10-10 in this second set. Got off to a 7-1 start. Make it 11-10 in favor of Siena Heights. This is the 1 versus 8 quarterfinal. One of 4 matchups tonight. IT versus Uno. Indiana Tech taking on Uno. That matchup will play the winner of this match that we're seeing here. And Madonna and Cornerstone will take on the winner of Aquinas and Lourdes. Lourdes is the number 2 seed. LTU and Aquinas are heavily favored to reach that championship match here on Saturday. Madonna team, they own the most conference tournament titles of any team in the conference, as the block is up there. They also play very well around this time of year, so can't forget about them. But everyone kind of has their eyes set on an LTU versus Aquinas rematch. Those teams have already played 2 5-setters. So my mouth is kind of watering thinking of that Saturday matchup. I don't want to look too far ahead, and I know this group isn't looking too far ahead, but that could be a tasty, tasty matchup on Saturday if they do meet up.
That's for sure. I didn't get to see the Aquinas match, so I'm definitely anxious to see how that goes.
The Blue Devils were a 4 seed last season. They won their opening round match here. Siena Heights, it's their second year in a row as an 8 seed. Kind of limping their way figuratively and literally into the conference tournament. Overpass here. Rash will bump set Lodge. That point will go to Lawrence Tech. Tipped over out of play and wide. The calmness has kind of been epitomized in this set. Blue Devils trailed 7-1. Weren't rattled whatsoever.
Not at all. You can tell there's almost a little bit of a different atmosphere tonight in the gym. Seems like everyone's here to watch some volleyball. There's no one's really nervous. You know, everybody is more excited. Players and fans.
One of the quotes that I love from Dave Nichols at practice the other day, their assistant, he said that, you know, let's take care of the details and the winning and losing will take care of itself. So they just want to focus on their details. They have so much fun out there, as you can see the smiles on the faces, little mishap there. They have so much fun in practice, and that kind of looks like the same thing that they have on the floor. They have so much fun at the same time, they're still working. And that is such an aspect of this team, one of the reasons they gel so well together. Ruhlman, a nice transition swing there down the line. Janelle Ruhlman came into today, 3.14 kills per set. That is 5th best in the conference. Zakia Hunt on the opposite side of the net. She is 3rd best in the conference in that category. Did she find a touch there? She did.
Oh, she found a touch.
Yep. Now they've gotten on some really nice runs today with Varvara serving. Speaking of practice, Varvara Gramakova told me the other day that, you know, it's that fun atmosphere in practice, and the fact that down the stretch, everyone does kind of get tired every once in a while. The bodies start to wear out, so it's important to have that mentality. And it doesn't appear as though they need to put any effort into doing that.
I think Ed Rolls and Dave Nichols have both done a really good job in finding a balance between relaxing and practicing. They're not overworking the girls. They're hitting practice hard when they're in practice, but they're also allowing time to rest and to heal because they've got a long stretch to go, and if you overwork them, it's not going to pay off.
Well, they have won 21 of their past 22 matches here at home. Haven't lost in this gym now in 396 days.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Here's the tip by Doherty into the deep corner.
Gramakova much improved defensively, had a nice first contact on that swing down the line and led to Doherty tipping it over. 18-13 now. Can the Blue Devils pull away on the serve of Gramakova? That time Varvara watches that swing sail wide.
There's an ace for Varvara Gramakova. Maybe she will serve the rest of the match.
Her serve, second set when these teams met up last Saturday, felt like her serve almost turned the momentum around. Blue Devils had lost that first set. Var goes back to serve in the beginning of the second as Zakia Hunt's power out of the middle there. Just not enough on her defensively on the Siena Heights side of the net, but Vara's serve quickly got the Blue Devil lead up to 5-1 in the second set after they dropped the first, and they really didn't look back from that point on. They haven't looked back on her serve right now, and Sarah isn't joking when she says that she might not get off the service line. It's in the realm of possibility that she could close out this set here. Second in the conference in service aces. Her footwork really improved in the offseason. Her off-blocker work defensively. Her serve is incredible.
Siena Heights has made 2 hitting switches just within the server, trying to figure out who they can get out there to execute the point. There's a free ball attempt by Vivara and into the ceiling.
Looked like that might have been a splendid defensive effort for a second, but the ball did roll up into the ceiling. If it went into the ceiling on the Siena Heights side of the net, it would have still been alive.
There's one of those wicked saves there by Doherty. We don't know how she does it, but all of her volleyball background, she can just do crazy things like that.
It's her 5th kill today, hitting .444.
And there's a kill to finish the game there for Zakia Hunt.
Well, a commanding couple of sets, a commanding 2-0 lead for Lawrence Tech. 25-13 in the first, not too shabby. They were down 7-1 in the second set, clawed their way back, and won at 25-14. Pretty comfortable. Lawrence Tech will look to move on to the semifinals when we come back on LTSN.
Talking about finances can be confusing, difficult, scary, murky even. But it doesn't have to be with Money Mentor by Michigan First Credit Union on your side. More than 90 years ago, Michigan First was founded on the principle of putting education first. Today, Money Mentor continues that tradition because affording the lifestyle you want isn't always easy. Check us out at MichiganFirstMoneyMentor.com or follow us on social media for tips, tricks, blogs, and videos today.
Welcome back to LTSN. Jason Ross Jr. alongside Sarah Davis. Blue Devils ended the second set on a 15-3 run. And they pick up right where they left off as that catches the line, just lodge. Varvara Gramakova back to serve here. That has to be intimidating, feels like an understatement with her back to serve, looking at how that second set just wrapped up.
I'll agree with you there. It also seems like the Blue Devils picked up on what Siena Heights was doing last match with sending balls into the deep side of the court instead of short. They've been snagging the line a lot of times, giving them a lot of kills.
Trying to get Palamchak going. Siena Heights hit just 0-26 as a team when these squads met up last Saturday. Today, hovering just above 100 as a team, and their hitting percentage. Blue Devils at .321 tonight as a team. Just Lodge, who couldn't play in the postseason last year, had that wrist injury. Glad to see her out on the floor today. She's been a part of this much improved Blue Devil team this year. And last season, the Blue Devils won the first round and lost in the second round to Aquinas. Looking to book their ticket to the semifinals in back-to-back years for the first time ever. They've never been to the semifinals in back-to-back seasons. They are one set away. Doherty to McDonald. That was a lucrative connection in the first set.
There's another one of those long rallies by both teams. Lawrence Tech managed to pull that point off. It's something that we definitely see a lot between both of these teams. They both have strong defenses. They get a lot of balls up, keep the rallies going. There's a great dig.
Alicia Vaipushin, she had a really good practice yesterday, and talk about improved players. Ultimately leads to a Blue Devil point. One thing about Alicia, coach said, she didn't really realize how fast she was. Now she's realized her speed, and she's utilized that to her advantage. Told me when I interviewed her last week that, she's the speed of the game. Obviously, naturally, you catch up to that throughout the year, and she feels that's played a role in her improvement from game one as a freshman last season to now in the tournament as a sophomore. Another really, really cool person, by the way, as well. Good first contact. Hunt didn't quite get the swing off that you would have liked. Isabella McDonald likes the cross court. And the Blue Devils now up 5-2 in this third set. And 2-0 if you're just joining us. They would meet the winner of Indiana Tech and Uno in the semifinals on Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Senior Mackenzie Fisher back with the serve. She's been serving the short serve a lot this match, trying to get him out of position.
That's on. The Saints did pretty well in their serve receive. They like to call those Mackenzie Fisher serves the Mackenzie special is what I've heard from around these parts.
One thing about Siena Heights, their assistant coach, Johnny Kluger, I'm actually personally good friends with him. He coaches a lot of club volleyball, and one thing about all the teams that he coaches is they always have very strong setters and very strong defense. That's something that you can see over time with this team being so young, that they do have good systems running out there, and their setter is very consistent.
Kerrigan Gray is their setter, transfer, now a senior. These seniors could potentially be in the final set of their careers if they don't extend this one.
We might be seeing some tears tonight in the Don Riddler.
Yeah, that's one of the things. It just gives you chills to think about.
I know,
we could be
it
watching
does.
the final set of someone's career. That's one of the things about tournament play. They do well to keep balls alive. That was the aforementioned setter, Kerrigan Gray. Nice job to slow down that swing. Can they make something out of it here? The bump set to Ruhlman.
There's a great dig.
She had an awesome practice yesterday as well. Defending that left back was something that they put in point of emphasis on.
It also looks like they put a lot of emphasis on digging tips. It's always been something that the Blue Devils have struggled with, and tonight they're right there. It definitely feels, even from up here, that their defense has a different level of confidence tonight. It's definitely helping.
And right on cue, conversely, on the offensive side of things, it's Madeline Hudson winning that point with a tip shot. And defensively for the Blue Devils, they're very vocal when the tip shots do come over the net, and that was something they wanted to improve on this year.
Christy Doherty has a handful of serves. She can serve just about every type of serve there is. It's definitely intimidating to serve receive against her because you never know what she's going to throw at you.
Ed Rule told me she wants to be up there in digs per set, assists per set, and aces per set. High, lofty goals for most. For her, certainly in the realm of possibility.
That's for sure.
Overpass was taken care of there by Madeline Hudson, the freshman that they are very high on out of St. Catherine of Siena High School. Actually went to a St. Catherine of Siena match a few weeks ago. I was doing the PA announcing there, and they're certainly missing her efforts in the middle.
There's a communication there. Siena Heights, point Blue Devils. Nicole Heiduck last game, she had 24 digs. Very impressive.
Now Nicole will go back to serve. She tends to kind of aim for the back line with her serves. Lodge loves that shot down the line, and when you can't take it away from her, it can be pretty profitable.
That's for sure. That ball went straight down. You can see from the coaches' faces, they're just as amazed at how hard that ball went down as Siena Heights is.
Dynamic hitter who really provides a punch on the outside. Well, it was Tartarian who kind of had to readjust on the swing there, and it provided a scoring opportunity for Lawrence Deck. That time around, Tartarian is able to clean it up. Had just an .074 hitting percentage in last week's matchup versus LTU on 27 total attempts.
We've got Dr. Scott in here tonight. He mixes up his blue call. He's got a lot of different tones and noises that he makes now. Says go blue so much, he's got to make it a little bit fun.
I love that. Dr. Scott is the biggest Blue Devils fan on campus, and he's back at it tonight. I know he loves the playoff action. Fun
He's
atmosphere.
my astronomy teacher, and he actually tells our astronomy class the time of the volleyball games. He loves volleyball so much. Encourages everybody to come out and support.
Not only has he been at every home match, but I think he's been at just about every away match this season as well. Makes the trips.
Yeah, he's a true fan. You can see him during the games. He's Googling rules. He's learned a lot about volleyball over the years, that's for sure.
Well, for the Blue Devil fans out there, we'll have you tune in tonight on Friday if the Blue Devils do advance here. By our schedules, it would be a 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time match that isn't officially announced yet. It'll be right here on LTSN, your home for Blue Devil athletics all season long. And then a championship match could be at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Right here, the Blue Devils will host the entire way as the #1 seed, coming off a historic 20-0 conference run. Looking to back it up in the conference tournament, Zakiya Hunt looking to put the icing on the cake of this quarterfinal. Hunt leading the way for the Blue Devils tonight, kill-wise with 11, hitting .228.
You can see that new strategy that they've incorporated of tipping every once in a while as well as hitting has definitely benefited Zakiya Hunt out here tonight.
Difficult to defend because Doherty already has so many options, and then you mix in all the different array of shots.
And Zakia hits the ball so hard, it's
Oh,
intimidating to run up on assuming that it's going to be a tip and having her hit it and hit you in the face. It's scary.
That's why I'm up here and not down there.
It's a back row attack. Dug up by Doherty. You can tell she's hungry for a set. She hasn't been getting set that much tonight. Every time Doherty passes an out-of-system ball, she's got her fingers crossed that they're going to throw the ball back to her. Christy is one of the best setters in LTU history in the conference, and she loves to hit.
Reigning WAC Setter of the Year, National Player of the Year candidate. That last ball hit the antenna, by the way. That was still 14-7. That was tight.
There's a great dig.
Nicole Heiduck already back there off the swing from Lubke. Out of the back row, Heiduck ready again. And Doherty goes over on zoo context. She, gosh, let's take a look at her numbers for today. Now up to 7 kills, hitting 500. Their setter. So not too far behind Zakia Hunt in the middle, hitting with now 11 kills. She's at 300 hitting percentage tonight. But just kind of tells you how dynamic this team is offensively.
One thing that's interesting is Siena Heights isn't calling any timeouts. Sometimes it's important just to let the team play if they're doing the best that they can, and that's kind of what it's showing us is it's not necessarily them. Lawrence Tech is just doing the right things, and in the game of volleyball, somebody's got to make an error to get a point. It just seems that they're making the error before Lawrence Tech is.
Well, this is a replica of the second set. Varvara Gramakova back to serve. Maybe the announcer's jinx there. But back to serve, and she went on a run that didn't end in the second set. Took them all the way to the finish. Now a 17-8 lead. Lawrence Tech has had some quick matches on this home floor. They have only lost 4 sets all year on this home floor. 10-0 overall. That ball popped up into the ceiling, and that's harder than it looks when that ball goes up into the ceiling and those bright lights. Hunt on the slide there ultimately leads to the kill. She's good off 1 foot and 2 feet.
Senior Brittany Tabor's getting subbed in at the outside right now. It's always exciting seeing the non-starter players get a chance to play.
Good to see there, senior from Southfield Christian High School. Really low error player on the outside. Here she is. The block was up that time. Ariana Chambers and Janelle Ruhlman. Dr. Scott now calling for the side out. There we go. That is Brittany Tabor right on cue, the senior finding a kill. Such a wonderful senior day this team had last week. Sarah, you were a part of it. And I heard there was a nice dinner afterwards. Parents getting together,
Lots of food. One thing about the volleyball team, all the parents like to cook. Since I used to live next to Christy Doherty freshman year, and her mom always sent her the best snacks. She always baked her cookies and meals. Isabella McDonald's mom and grandma both are big cooks too. Always supplying the Blue Devils with a lot of food.
Doherty right on cue, having a ridiculous night. 7 kills, the setter, by the way, hitting .538, 34 assists. You know, Christy, is she big on spaghetti? Is that one of her favorite foods, I believe? Yeah.
I always know Christy to love cereal too.
Okay, nice. Good college snack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She always has the best Christmas cookies.
Sarah, you're getting me excited for the holidays. They're right around the corner.
I know.
You know, I dove into my Christmas playlist the other day. Had a little Frank Sinatra going. Christmas Waltz, really good song. One of the classics. Had to get into that. I thought about even going to the Mariah Carey, but I wasn't quite ready for that.
Not ready for that yet.
Have to get a little closer to Thanksgiving.
Alex Snyder also in. Christy Doherty has taken a little rester over there on the bench. Not often something that you see, but It's always great to get the seniors in and off the bench, give them a chance to play.
Yeah, Alex Schneider's another really cool story. Langsburg, Michigan native, the 5'8" senior setter. She plays the backup setter role, and Ed said she has the toughest role in the team because she plays the backup setter role to an All-American setter. So it's tough, obviously, to get in, but he said if I could have 100 of Alexa Schneiders on my team, I would.
She always has a good mentality. She's always ready to go in. Alex is super nice, always really encouraging, and she's always embraced her position and her role on this team, and I think that that's really awesome and something to be really proud of. And Brittany Tabor is just firing away, kill after kill after kill.
Well, Nicole Heiduck now. Chance to close out on her serve, couple of points away from the semifinals. Scoring opportunity here for Lawrence Tech.
That was a questionable double, but they're not going to call that. Off the hands and in bounds. Point Siena Heights. A little bit of a tight ball, tipped over the block by Madeline Hudson.
The tip shots have really been lucrative today. Blue Devils wanted to get off to a better start. They lost the first set to Siena Heights last Saturday. Hard to believe based off how they started today, winning at 25-13. Chance for 3 very, very convincing sets. And potentially a ticket to the semifinals if they can wrap it up here. They do. Just Lodge closes it out. 25-12. 3 smooth sailing sets in the quarterfinal for Lawrence Tech. They waltzed their way into the semifinals for the first time ever. They make the semifinals in back-to-back seasons. They could have either Indiana Tech or Uno on Friday, and then the hopes will take them potentially to a championship on Saturday. Now, including regular season play, a ridiculous 21-0 in WAC play. That was win number 30 for the first time in program history. It was a pleasure to bring you this one, the 1 versus 8 quarterfinal. Blue Devils advance to 30-2 on the season. Congratulations to Siena Heights and Kim Barrington on their season. They finished things up 10-17, 7-14 in WAC play. A young group with a bright future ahead. But for now, it's all about Lawrence Tech moving on to the semifinals. We'll have it for you right here on LTSN. That official time will be announced within the next couple of days. Right now, it's scheduled for 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. For producer Chase Kaufman, Joshua Eckert, Jenna Skolsky, next to Sarah Davis, I'm Jason Ross Jr. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. The Blue Devils are on to the semifinals.